I was out shopping with a client last weekend and we were in the fitting room and there was a woman in the room next to us who was looking for a great pair of jeans. She said that her body had changed and her old jeans weren't fitting anymore and she wanted something that was more modern. And I was just kind of overhearing all of this while I was waiting for my client while she was changing. And she came out in a pair of jeans and the waist was way too big, and the sales associate gave her the worst advice. She said, oh, just wear a belt with it, or just wear a shirt that's gonna hide it where it gapes in the back. And she literally convinced this woman to buy a pair of jeans that didn't fit her right. And that's where I think we get into such a problem when we're looking to buy pieces to add to our wardrobe. We want something that's gonna actually work for us, and we end up buying something that doesn't fit quite right, or we're not gonna get it tailored, or it's just okay, but then it ends up just sitting in our closet. Because when you're looking for a great pair of jeans, whether it's because your body's changed or the styles have changed, or you just want something different for your life, what you really want to find is one that fits you well, that you're not going to need to adjust all day, that's comfortable, because otherwise you're not going to reach for it. And that's how we end up making purchase mistakes. So if you ever thought, I really want to find a great pair of jeans, my skinny jeans aren't working for me anymore, or I've gone up a size, or maybe I've gone down a size, and I'm just not really sure which jeans are going to work for me, well, that's why I made this video. In this video, I'm sharing 7 different brands, 10 different jeans that I recommend most to my clients. They're the brands that my clients end up loving the most, the brands that I myself wear. And I'm going to show you ones ranging from $75 all the way up to $275 to show you what the differences are and what's worth it and also what's not worth your money. I'm also going to show you which ones are the best budget options, which ones are going to fit for your body type, and also the ones that might just be worth the splurge. As a personal stylist, I help women find the clothes that they're going to feel best in. The best for their body shape, the best for their personal style, and also what works for their lifestyle. And jeans are one of those items that almost every woman wants or needs in her closet. But they're also one of the hardest things to find, the fit and the silhouette that they're going to feel best in. So that's what I'm breaking down today, because I want to show you that there are jeans that will fit you, or maybe there's some minor alterations you can make that will work for you so that you don't have to feel uncomfortable in your jeans, so that they don't just sit in your closet and you feel guilty about the purchase mistake you made. So when taking into account women's body shapes, it's all about the silhouette that you're going to feel best in. For context, I'm a pear shape. That means my widest area is my hips and my thighs. So when I'm looking for a great pair of jeans or a skirt or some kind of bottom, I want something that's going to be streamlined and slightly fitted through the hips and thighs. And then it can either go into a slim straight style, or maybe it's going to be a wider leg. That's what's going to help balance my proportions since I'm wider on my bottom half. This is also a great silhouette if you're an hourglass shape as well. Their widest area is their bust or shoulders, and it's similar to the width of their hips with their waist being smaller. So if you are a pear shape like me or an hourglass shape where you are curvy on your bottom, a silhouette like this is actually going to work great for your shape to feel more proportional for your body. And when it comes to jeans, it's typically going to be labeled as a slim straight leg jean, which means that it's slim and slightly fitted through the hip and thigh, but then from the knee down, it's more of a straight leg. And that gives you that proportion or that silhouette that helps to balance the width of your hips and make it more proportional when you're putting outfits together. Now, if you're someone that's more narrow through the hips, if you're someone that's an apple shape or an inverted triangle shape or more of a rectangle shape where you're not as curvy on your bottom half, you may actually want to look for more width on your bottom half. So the silhouette of jean or pant that is going to work best for you is going to probably look different than the ones that are going to work for me. You're going to look for something that has a little bit more width in the hip and thigh area. Something that's not as slim in that area is going to help balance the proportions of your body. For someone that is more narrow on their bottom half and you want to create a little bit more volume to balance out, you want to look for something that's either a slim wide or a wide leg or even a boot cut jean that has a little bit more volume, a little bit more space and fabric in the hip and thigh area. That's going to help balance you out. Another thing to consider when you're looking for your perfect fit of jeans is the rise. So there's high rise, there's mid rise, there's low rise. I typically do not recommend recommend a low rise for anyone because what I have found is when you have a low rise and you go to sit down, it almost always gapes in the back. So in general, I don't recommend a low rise unless that's a fit that you really enjoy wearing. So if you are someone with a longer torso, you want to look for something that's a high-waisted bottom, because when it's a high-waisted bottom, it helps to create and define a waist and then elongate your bottom half. Because sometimes if you have a longer torso, you want to create that lengthening and that elongating of the lower half of the body. Now, if you're someone with a shorter torso, then you probably want to look for something that's more of a mid-rise jean, because that'll create the definition of the waist below your belly button, which for you, if you have a shorter torso, will actually help balance your proportions. And if you're someone that's like, I don't know if I have a long torso or a short torso, you probably have an average length torso because it's probably not something that's affected you in the past. But someone, for me, I have an average length torso. I still prefer a high-rise jean. And that's, for me, it just feels more compact and it feels like it gives me more of the silhouette that I want. And because no two body shapes are the same, no two women are the same, this is why no jeans are gonna look exactly the same on one person and another person. So it really comes down to finding your perfect jean, the silhouette that you feel best in, the style that works for you. That's what's gonna become your perfect pair of jeans. And since I love helping women build intentional capsule wardrobes unique to their personal style, body, and lifestyle, the jeans that I'm sharing in today's video, they're gonna be more of a classic streamlined silhouette. They're a medium to a dark blue wash, which is the most versatile, and they're jeans that they don't have embellishments, they don't have rips or distressing, because getting a foundation pair of jeans, like your go-to jeans, should be versatile. They should be able to be worn from day to night, and they should be comfortable. It's more about finding a foundation jean for you. And for all my capsule wardrobe essential picks, you can grab my free Ultimate Capsule Wardrobe Guide with shoppable links. You can click on the link up above or check it out down in the description box to grab your free copy. All right, so let's dive in to the jeans that I'm trying on today, and I'll walk you through the brands, the silhouettes, the rises, and the price as well to decide which jeans are actually worth it. And the things I considered when trying these jeans on were the fit, the silhouette, how it worked with my body and proportions, the quality, the comfort, and the versatility. Those are the things that I think are really important to take into account when you're picking your essential wardrobe pieces for your closet. So this first pair is from Wit and Wisdom, and these are a $78 pair. And I will say when I first tried them on, they feel a little bit more scratchy, a little bit rougher, the fabric, than my typical denim that I like to wear. What I do like is that they have a nice stretch in the waist. These are the high-rise vintage skinny, which is really a slim straight. And I tried these on in a 2. I'm between a 2 and a 4, or my jean waist size is a 26 and a 27. And you may or may not know, but your jean waist size isn't your actual waist size. So sometimes people get that confused. Your jean waist size is typically a smaller number than your actual waist size. So for me, right off the bat, I mean, I like how these fit, but the quality isn't there. And I feel like for $78, they should be way better quality than they are. I do like, again, I like the stretch, I like the fit, but the fabric, the denim doesn't feel great. I don't love that it's a raw hem. I also don't like the wash. It doesn't feel like that medium to dark blue wash that I feel makes your jeans feel more versatile and elevated. So for me, these are a no. Now this next pair is from Rag & Bone. It's the High Rise Ankle Slim. And just putting these on, they feel so much more comfortable than the Wit and Wisdom ones. Now their price tag is $268. It's definitely a higher price point, but right away, they just feel so much better on my body. Now the fit is actually really great as well. I like the high rise. It's not too high. I prefer maybe a slightly higher rise, which I think some of the brands I'm gonna share later in the video are gonna be a bit higher rise. So if you prefer a higher rise, then these probably aren't your perfect fit. But these are a pretty good high rise. I would say they're more of a mid to high rise. And I really like the length. An ankle typically will hit at the ankle. Now because I'm 5'4", these actually go a little bit past the ankle. It hits more towards the bottom of the ankle, but I wouldn't need to tailor these. I feel like these are a good length. The wash is more of a medium blue, which I do like that, especially for that versatility. Again, there's no distressing, there's no embellishments. They're a really streamlined pair. So I would say these are definitely a great pair of jeans if you want something that's a slim straight leg, that isn't too long, and that has that in-between mid-high rise waist. And for size reference, I'm trying on the size 27. I am between a 26 and a 27. I do feel like the 27 fits me great. So if you're gonna opt for these or you're gonna try these, I would definitely go up a size if you're between sizes. Now, this next pair is one that a lot of my clients love, especially women I find that are 50 and above. They just love the DL 1961. I'm trying them on in a size, I think they're a 26. And I will say they're a little bit tight. I would probably want to size up. And realistically, I do feel like my body's changed again, so I am probably more of a 27 these days than a 26. These are the mid-rise intra-sculpt ankle. They do fit like a slim straight, but they're a mid-rise. These are the ankle length, and they hit me just above the ankle, which is where they should hit ideally. And I really do like these. They do have a stretch to them. They do fit really nicely. These run for $229, and I do feel like these are definitely a great jean if you're looking for a mid-rise and you want something that has some stretch to it and also is a classic silhouette that if you are more in the 5'4", 5'5", or shorter range, these will probably hit you at a good spot. And I love the wash. They're a nice dark blue wash, which is really versatile for daytime or evening. So these are definitely in the running for someone that is looking for a great pair of mid-rise jeans. The one thing I don't really love about them, and this is just for me and my style, I don't love that there's a little bit more room in the knee area where I like a slim straight leg in terms of the slimness starts below the knee. These actually have a little bit more width in the knee and then it goes straight from the knee down. And I don't love that silhouette on me. I know this is just a little minor detail, but for me personally, I like something that is more slim on the knee. But these are definitely a great pair and they're in the running for, I think, a lot of people. This next pair of jeans is from Mother, and a lot of my clients love these as well. When I've tried them on, they never really worked for me. I tend more towards the frame or the La Gents, which I do have some of those I'll try on today. There's a lot of things I do like about them. I did try them on in a size 26, and that feels like the right size in these for me. So I would say if you're between sizes, go down a size. Otherwise, I would say they're true to size. The things I really like about them is they have a good amount of stretch. I feel like probably even a little bit more stretch than the other jeans I tried on today. I love the wash of these. They're that dark blue wash. They're a really streamlined silhouette. I would say these hit below the ankle, and for me, I would prefer to get them tailored to be a little bit higher, maybe take off an inch off the bottom so they hit more at the ankle or above the ankle. And one simple tip here, if you are getting your jeans hemmed, which if they're too long, definitely recommend getting them hemmed so that they look more polished and elevated. The one thing you want to make sure to ask for is to keep the original jean hem on. You want to make sure they're not just going to cut the jeans and then sew the bottom just like a regular stitch, because then it looks a little bit less polished, looks more sloppy. You can tell that they've been hemmed, where if they keep the original jean hem on, it looks exactly the same as when you bought it. So back to the Mother jeans. I do love the fit. The quality feels great. They're super comfortable. One thing I will say, I do feel like even though they're a 26, I do feel like they gape a little bit in the back. And I definitely wouldn't say that I'm someone that has a much smaller waist than my hips. Usually jeans will typically fit me on the waist if they're the right size for my hips as well. I know for a lot of my clients, if their waists are small, but they're a pear-shaped or an hourglass where they're more curvy in the hip area, they'll usually have a big gape in the waist a lot of times, which if that's you, you can always get tailored. You can always have the waist taken in. And there's also a brand I'm going to share that is made for small waist with curvy hips, but I'll get to that later. But back to these Mother jeans, I think they're definitely a great pair for some people. They're in the a little bit over 200 price range, so they are definitely on the higher end. But if you're someone that enjoys wearing jeans and you take care of your jeans in a classic simple silhouette like these should last for years. Now this next pair is from one of my favorite brand of jeans, and that's Frame. So this is their sleek straight leg, and I did get it in a 26 and a 27. These are the 26, which they do feel like they fit, but I'm definitely gonna try on the 27s as well, because sometimes it's just a little bit of a difference between sizes, and the size up might fit just a little bit better, or the size down might fit a little better. They definitely hit below the ankle, so I would wanna get these hemmed if I was gonna keep these, but these are definitely more of a straight leg than a slim straight leg or a slim leg. Basically, there's more room above the knee and all the way down. It just goes like a straight line from the mid thigh all the way down the leg, which I like it when it's a little bit slimmer, just till the bottom of the knee. I feel like for my silhouette, that's the silhouette and shape I like most. Now I do love how comfortable these are, even in the 26. The waist has a nice stretch to it, and from wearing frame jeans for years, they don't stretch out during the day. So if I'm gonna put on my pair of jeans in the morning, I'm not constantly like having to adjust them throughout the day because they're getting stretched out like a lot of jean brands do. The frame ones keep their shape, which I love that about the brand. I think these could be your perfect pair if you're someone that does want a little bit more width on your bottom half. The other thing about these is these feel like a true high rise. These are definitely the highest rise that I've tried on. So if you're someone that likes a high rise or prefers a high rise, these are definitely a good option. And these are $258. And here are the same frame jeans, but in a size 27. And you'll see they look pretty much the same. They feel almost the same. The one thing is the 27s do gape a little bit in the back in the waist. So if I was gonna keep these, I would go with the 26. So keep that in mind if you are between sizes and you wanna try these from Rag & Bone, go down a size. And I will be linking all of these down in the description box. This is not a sponsored video from any of these brands. These are my true recommendations. And this is the perfect example where you don't want to get stuck on the number or the size on the tag. Go with the pair that fit you best and that you feel most comfortable in. Now the next pair of jeans are the ones that I recommend most to my clients that have a small waist and a fuller hip or bottom area, because they are made for curvy women with small waists, and that is from Good American. So I got the same jeans in 2 sizes. So I got their size 2, which also is a 26 in their brand, and also to try a size 4, which is their 27. Another great thing about Good American is they have such a range of sizes for so many different bodies. They are definitely a good option for a lot of women. And these range more in the $100 price range. They're definitely worth it in my opinion. Now let me tell you some things I really like about them other than that silhouette if you're looking for that type of jean. So these that I'm trying on are a mid-rise straight leg, and these really fit more like a slim straight. These are fitted through the thigh and also through the knee, and then they go out more to a straight leg. They're a little bit higher than your typical mid-rise, which I like. They're not super low. So if you're looking for a true mid-rise, these might be a great way to go. The wash is nice. It's a darker blue wash. So it's not as dark as some of the other ones, but it's not as light as the Rag & Bone. So it's a nice versatile wash. I really like the fit. There's nice stretch to them. They're great quality. And for me, being 5'4", they hit me at the right place. They're right at the top of my ankle. So they work really great for my height as well. And here's the same fit, but in a darker wash and in 1 size up. So this is the size 4 or 27 in their brand. These fit almost identical. There is a little bit more space in the waist, which for me, it does gape a little bit, especially if you sit down. So I definitely would probably go more towards the 2. These are, again, that mid-rise, but they don't feel too low at all. I like where they hit. I like where the waist hits. I also like where the hem of the jean hits. I would not need to get these tailored. So these are definitely a great pair of jeans if you're someone that's curvy with a smaller waist and wants something that is a mid-rise and also isn't too long. And this next pair is from La Gens. These are a size 26. I also ordered them in the 27, but the 26 feels really good. They don't feel like they're too tight. They definitely feel comfortable. They have a nice stretch to them. These are the ultra high slim leg. These feel like a very high-waisted jean, which for me feels the most comfortable. I feel like these are really great if you want a really high-rise jean. But the one thing I don't love about these, they feel more like a straight leg than a slim straight or a slim leg jean, because from the mid-thigh down, they go straight. They're not as fitted in the thigh and the knee and then go out. Lengthwise, these hit at the right spot for me. They're just to the ankle or just above the ankle, so I wouldn't have to get these hemmed, but I don't like that straighter leg silhouette for my body. If you are someone that is more narrow, these might work great for you. Or if you're looking for a pair of jeans that are more of a straight leg. And these jeans are the ones that are $275, so these are definitely the splurge. These are great quality and they do fit really nicely in the waist and the hip area. It's just not the silhouette that I prefer for my body. And here they are in the 27. And while I still feel like these fit, they feel a bit too roomy for me. They definitely feel more relaxed now, not just from the mid-thigh down, but basically from the thigh all the way down. The waist feels just, it's like it's slightly gaping in the back. There's that extra inch. So if you are gonna try these, I would definitely, if you're between sizes, go for the size down in these. One other tip I wanna share, if your jeans are too long, or any pants are too long for that matter, and you're gonna bring them to the tailor tailor to get them hemmed, you want to bring a flat pair of shoe. And then also if you wear any kind of heel, whether it's a block heel, a bootie, or a heel, you want to bring both of those shoe options to the tailor and try on your jeans or your pants with both of those shoes, the flat and the heel, if you're planning to wear your jeans with both of those types of shoes. That way the tailor can find that perfect place to hem the jeans so they're not too long when you're wearing them with the flat, but they're not too short when you're wearing them with the heel. And a great tailor will be able to do that. So after trying all of these on, here are my top picks. The best overall is from Frame. I love the fit of the Frame jeans. The quality is there. The silhouette works for my body. I feel like these are the ones that I'm going to reach for again and again and again. The wash is really versatile to wear from day to night, and they're actually comfortable. So overall, the Frame jeans are my top pick. The best budget jean I would say is Good American in that $100 price range. And I know that they're a little bit on the higher end for a best budget, but the Wit and Wisdom ones just didn't work in my opinion. And I know there's other brands that I've tried for my clients, and they either stretch out throughout the day, the quality's not there, the comfort's not there, the construction's not there. So I haven't found a pair of jeans that I'd recommend that are a lower price point. If you know one though, I would love to hear in the comments if you have one that is a lower price point that you feel they hold up in the wash, the quality's great, a medium to dark blue wash, and it's a pair that you reach for over and over. I'd love to hear which ones those are, so make sure to write that down in the comments. And the best splurge ones in my opinion are the Frame, because of all the reasons I already talked about. They're the best overall, but they are also in a higher price point, but in my opinion they're completely worth it. The goal isn't to get a pair of jeans that you're gonna have to wear with a belt, or that are gonna stretch throughout the day, or you're gonna have to keep adjusting, or you're gonna end up not really reaching for it. The goal is to find a pair of jeans that fit you well, and that's gonna be based on the silhouette you're looking for, your body shape, the style you want, and also what's comfortable for you. And if you want some other recommendations, make sure to grab your Ultimate Capsule Wardrobe Guide by clicking on the link up above or down in the description box for my most recommended wardrobe essentials at both budget and luxe price points with shoppable links. So that'll help guide you in the direction to find your perfect wardrobe essentials. So hopefully this video gave you a clearer idea of what to look for and also what not to look for when you're trying to find your perfect pair of jeans, so that you don't get overwhelmed or frustrated or have to make multiple returns, but that you can narrow down the ones that are worth trying for you. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already for new videos on Thursdays, and I will see you guys next week.